It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and this is Health Tips. We actually are resuming where we left off last week, so this is really a two-part one show. And so we were doing the no-salt diet. Now, if you remember last time, we were doing the greens without any salt. And I went ahead and added some additional red pepper flakes. Don't do that because many of you can't do the hot thing. And it does make them more spicy. So leave off the extra pepper flakes. Now, for those of you just tuning in, remember that last week we made our own set of seasonings. And I made them from a set recipe that I'd gotten off the internet. And just to read you the ingredients of the recipe, it was sesame seeds, celery seeds, Italian seasoning, dried parsley flakes, poppy seeds, black pepper, ground black pepper, onion powder, red pepper flakes, garlic powder, and paprika. And I added all that together and we put that on our chicken. Now we put it on some of the chicken, not all of the chicken, so we could tell if we liked it or not. And then I used something very different that many of you have probably never tried. I used some crystallized lemon. And I'm going to put just a little bit more crystallized lemon in these collards in a minute because I tasted it and I put some crystallized lemon in it and it was really good. It made it taste better. But for those of you who don't know this, if you set crystallized ginger out, if you have it sitting for a long time, crystallized lemon, if you have it sitting for a while, sometimes it will get a little moisture and it'll solidify a little bit. So you may have to break it up some like I'm doing here with the end of your spoon. Okay? And that's what I'm doing. But what I'm also going to do is put a little bit more of it in these greens. Okay? So that's what I'm doing right now. Putting a little bit more of it in the greens. All right? So now we're going to put that over to the side. And I'm going to resume cooking my greens. I put some crystallized lemon there. Every now and then I taste it to see if I'm on the right track. They're not bad at all. I think a little more crystallized lemon would be good because you're trying to simulate the taste of salt, as best you can. Nothing really takes the place of salt, but I'm convinced that if you do this enough, you will be able to eat it, and when you have something that does have salt, you won't really want it. I'm going to add a little water to this, and then I'm going to put the top on it. Now I'm going to put the top on that for a bit, and then we're going to check our chicken. Okay? So you want to kind of clean up a little bit so you're not such a junky cook, right? So let's take some chicken out. Let's see what's going on with our chicken. It's getting there. It's not ready yet. Let me stick a little fork in that. It's getting there. It's getting there, but it's not ready yet. But I tell you what, it smells delicious. It smells really good. Let's let that stay in there a little bit longer. Let's check our That's getting there. I'll taste a little bit of that some more. You know, you're always tasting it. You're always tasting it. I'll turn it down some, and I'm gonna taste it again. Not bad at all. Now you can definitely tell, you know, I mean, there's no secret that there's no salt in this, especially collard greens. You will definitely taste that there is not salt in it, so you're gonna miss the salt. So it takes a minute to get used to eating greens with no salt. But these are pretty decent. I tell you what, you tend to taste the greens a bit more pronounced with this. Okay. Now I think we've got a little room in here. I'm gonna turn this. Boy, these are hot. These are hot. Because I put some more red pepper flakes in it, and I really didn't need to. Okay. So let's do some exercise, and then we're gonna check our chicken. Okay. So when you're dealing with the chicken, you can always exercise a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, 2, 3, 4. How about that? Now we're going to do just some stretching. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, 13, and 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's do 30. 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Now let's just walk in place. And 1. Swing those arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. 2, 3, 4. Now, I want to say a word about the no salt diet. Last Saturday, I told you that I had a relative who had gone to her heart doctor, and the heart doctor told her he wanted her on a no salt diet. Not low salt, no salt. So I decided to experiment with no salt diet. So I went on the internet and I found a group of spices that you can put together to season your food. But I also knew that the taste of lemon can sometimes help give you that sort of a salty taste, a tartness, and the little bit of a reminder of salt. So I added that to whatever I was fixing. And last Saturday, as you know, we cooked some collard greens. Now you know that I generally cook collard greens with no meat anyway. So this time it was no meat, no salt. So what I used in my collard greens, I used apple cider vinegar. I used some crystallized lemon, okay? I put together my spices that we're using, and I put the spices, if you look at it, it looks like Italian seasoning. That is in it, but there's absolutely no salt in this, okay? And I read you the ingredients that we had in there. And so far, we've pretty much finished cooking the collard greens. So let's take a look at those. They look delicious. And they really are delicious. Now you have to remember that the first time you cook with no salt, you're gonna miss the salt a little bit because nothing really is exactly the same as salt. But I'm gonna put some of this in a plate for my relative who needs the no salt stuff. And then I'm going to save a little bit for us to chomp on when this is all done. So I'm gonna put that to the side now. So these are the greens, okay? And I'm warning her that they are a little bit hot, hotter than usual. And I'm telling you that when you saw me cook them and I went over and put some more red pepper flakes in it, leave that off because most of you probably won't want it so spicy, especially those of you who have reflux. So don't put any extra red pepper flakes in it. Just use what's in the ingredients that you can send to me, and I can, if you want to know what it is again, just let me know and we can send you that recipe. Or you can go on the internet, okay, and if you type in salt-free spicy herb seasoning blend, okay, I'm going to say it again, salt-free spicy herb, H-E-R-B, seasoning blend. Then it will give you this, and it'll tell you all the herbs that you need to mix together to make that seasoning. Now to me, I think that tastes better than Mrs. Dash. But the proof is in the eating. So we're going to take the chicken out of the oven in just a little bit. We're going to exercise a little bit more first, and then we're going to take the chicken out, and we're going to see which chicken we like. I have some chicken with the special seasoning on it, and then I have some that just has the lemon pepper and the ground pepper in it. And I put some vinegar. I sort of poured vinegar over it. And I also drizzled some olive oil over it, okay? So we're gonna taste chicken both ways and see what we like. Oh, and by the way, I did put rosemary leaves, fresh rosemary leaves on them, okay? So we're gonna taste that chicken as well. But let's do some exercise again and give the chicken a little bit more time, and then we're gonna take it out of the oven. 1, 2, ready, and 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13. Come on, do this with me. 14. Are you sitting on the couch? 16, 17, 18, 19, and 22, 3, 4. I hope you're getting up doing some of this with me because it's really fun. And with this new year, you gotta vow to yourself that you're gonna try to be healthier this year. How about that? Let's see what's going on with the chicken now. Let's just see what's going on with the chicken. Let's see. Okay. It feels like it could cook a little longer. Let's taste a little piece of it. I'm gonna get a knife out of there. I'm gonna have my producer give me a knife out of there, and we're gonna cut a piece of it and see how it tastes. Okay? So if he can give me one of those, we're gonna check it and see. I just want to see if it tastes done enough. This is one of the thinner flakes of one of the thinner. That looks pretty good, like maybe that's okay. And here, let's see how that looks inside. I really kind of think it's about ready. Okay, let's take it out. I don't want you to burn yourself doing this. Isn't that lovely? All right. This one has the special seasoning that we made up. Okay, right here. So let's taste this one first. This has the special seasoning that we did. Okay. All right. It's tasty. As you can see, it's on both sides now. I'm going to taste the one that just has the, and I didn't put any rosemary on that one. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try a little experiment. I'm going to try a little bit of this on it and see what it does for it. This is crystallized lemon. Oops, I'm sorry, blue. I have to find the top for that. Here it is. I like what crystallized lemon does for it. I do. So I'm going to put some. So what you can say is, if I were to get a spoon out of there, and I'm going to put a little crystallized lemon, I'm going to taste the juice. One of the ways you can tell if something is right is by tasting the juice of it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. I'm going to add just a little crystallized. You know that didn't stay on it. It just went into the gravy of it. A little bit of that on here too. Okay. All right. This is really not bad for no salt. Mm-hmm. You definitely have to get used to it. Used to the taste of it. Okay? It's not something you just get used to right off, okay? You just don't. But it is a taste that you can acquire, and it is tasty. It is tasty. I keep trying to be able to describe the taste to you. That's why I keep tasting it, to try to see, can I put my finger right on it. Okay, now I want to bathe it in that juice a little bit more. That's one reason why I did it again. All right, let's try this one. You know, I really want to send it to her in the juice. And the other juice, one more spoon, and I think that'll do it, because I'm going to taste this other juice too and see what I think about it. Now the chicken without the chicken with this spice on, I think I must have put a little bit more of the lemon pepper, crystallized lemon in that, because that has more of has a more bitter taste to it, a little bit more bitter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send her the chicken. Both kinds. Now I'm going to taste this again, because I don't want to send her something that doesn't taste good. So let me try this one more time. Okay. You kind of got to get enough of it to really taste it, to taste it well. It's pretty good. Okay. And so I'm going to get one more. Oh, actually, I have a spoon here. And I'm going to put some of the juice on there like that. I think I'll share the juice on both of them like that. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to send this to someone dear. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and send her all of this, because I don't really eat chicken so much anymore. I'm on a fish, more of a fish diet, kind of, sort of. Alrighty, and now I'm going to tell you, if you keep doing this, your blood pressure is going to come down, okay? And you're going to get to where you don't even want salt. You're not going to want salt, I'm telling you. You're not going to want it, but you got to develop a taste for it. So you've got to give yourself the time to like it, okay? So I'm sending this to someone, and I want you to try it. And if I have time in a minute, I'm going to go back over what we did. So we're sending this to her. Okay. And I'm going to let him give me a plastic bag under there. And I'm going to put that in that plastic. And that is going to really be good. Thank you. You know what? Everybody needs a producer like I have. He's so helpful. He is a sweetie. All right. Now the important thing he has to remember is he can't let this tilt. He's got to keep it straight. All right, I'm making him a little handle here. Okay, so for those of you that are just tuning in, we did collard greens. And these are what's left of the greens. And they look great. And they actually do taste good too. You know, you can taste that there's no salt in them, but they still taste good. So that's one thing. We have the greens, and then we did some chicken. This is the chicken. And one thing I can say about the chicken is that you really get a chance to taste the real chicken as opposed to, you know, tasting the salt. You're tasting the chicken. And I hope you'll try this, because this is for those of you who have to be on no salt and you thought you couldn't eat meat or anything without salt. You can eat this and you'll like it. And I want to, in the next few weeks, I want to introduce you to the no salt types of things that you can do and that I think you'll like. And if you stick with this, you're not going to want salt. You're going to be surprised at yourself. The things that a lot of your friends are eating, you're going to think is terribly salty because you're going to be on a no salt diet. So I really want you to try it, and I want you to let us know what it tastes like. At first, I know you're going to say you really miss the salt, but if you keep doing it, you're going to find out your blood pressure is going to come down. You're not going to eat as much, and you're going to be healthier. So take this journey with me. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. Good night.